Hey everybody, what's going on? Rob Sesternino back here on Claim to Fame, the show where we're talking about spotting stars and pointing them out, just like the dad of the person who went home in this week's episode. We are back here with the co-host of the #1 Claim to Fame recap in the world. It's Jenny Autumn.
Woo! I'm feeling young, dumb, and full of chum, Rob. Did you forget that happened? Because I'm here to remind you. We got chum buckets, baby.
And with us, as always, one of our greatest chums. Here he is. It's Puya Zambakili. Puya, how are you?
I'm doing great. Christopher, Sesternino, Rob, and Ravenna, Autumn, Jenny. Happy to be here with the both of you. Thank you for having me. Great start to the season.
Does not count.
You're right. I
gotta
might
get it in
leave
the
now.
right order.
Yeah. All right. So we had episode #2 of Claim to Fame just went down, and it's Travis that ends up being the latest person to go home, and some intrigue, not the excitement that we got out of the week 1 exit, but also
how could you top that?
Very impossible. This week's boot, Jenny, much less intoxicated.
Yes, I will say we did get Travis's age. I believe he is 22, so he is at least legally allowed to drink here, but he did not appear to be extremely intoxicated for this exit. So it was a little bit more kumbaya, like hugs, and everyone was at least getting along at the end. But we were never going to get the fireworks that we got from Dear Carly last week, so I wasn't expecting that anyway. All in all, still a very good episode. A little sad to lose Travis here, but I still thought it was a fun episode.
Yeah, sad to lose him, of course. Yeah, Travis Tyson, the son of the famous astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. Puya, how are you feeling about the loss of Travis?
I'm annoyed at Travis. Once it got confirmed that it was Neil deGrasse Tyson, like, you dummy, you really had to go with the pie last week. You really had to go with that as your talent. Like, because I think he could have hidden it. I really think he could have hidden it had he not gone that route of the being brainy and doing something like that.
Now, Jane did say that she knew who he was based on the cadence of how he speaks and how he looked, and that the talent only confirmed that. So it's hard to say because we don't know when, she made that confessional after the talent show, so it's hard to say if she really was on to him before the talent. But Jane ultimately sells him down the river here. If she was already on to him,
big betrayal.
Without the talent, he might have just been screwed no matter what.
Yeah, I think Travis was unpopular in the house already for whatever reason. It was easy to pile on. Jane said that. Okay. Oh, what I looked. Jane said that she looked at him, his cadence, the way he spoke, but I didn't get that at all.
See, I noticed it after she said that. Because as soon as she said the cadence part, I was like, it's Neil deGrasse Tyson. And that was before in the episode that they had said that, because that's everything that happened last week. Was I had an idea and then someone would say it like a minute later. But I did notice it a lot more after she pointed it out. But it's one of those things that, I don't know, if you aren't looking for it, maybe it's not as obvious, but I definitely see it.
I could see,
the hair.
I don't know about the hair. I see his nose. I feel like it's out of the same nose. I think I could see that.
I know that's not the point of why this picture is up here, but is Neil deGrasse Tyson wearing jeans with that getup? Is that jeans?
Yeah,
I think those are jeans. I think that's denim.
Dad. Yeah,
it's like a vest with space on it.
I want Phil T to wear that vest. I feel like he'd pull it off.
Don't.
He'd look out of this world. What are
I
you
think
talking
I have
about?
some say, and I don't want to hear that.
How about this? Also, history made tonight on Claim to Fame,
Ooh.
as for the very first time that we got a celebrity message, a cameo from the actual loved one.
I thought I had a moment where I was like, this is the first time this has happened, right? Is this like a new thing? Because we didn't get it from Tom Hanks is too famous, I guess.
I guess so. Like, could you
He's
imagine,
more
like,
gettable.
hey, it's me, Uncle Tom. Okay, maybe it doesn't go by that. Uncle H, and I'm here.
Uncle H. Do you think that it was something to do with, well, I guess he's not a minor, Travis, but it was like, okay, we'll only let you on the show if we can get
His parents had to sign the permission slip.
Yeah, that like the video is the permission slip where it's like, you gotta give us a video so we know that it's real.
Well, we also got the bombshell tonight, Jenny, that Franklin was an aspiring astrophysicist that was moved into this potential profession from the work of Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Beautiful. I was absolutely deaded when he says, you know, your father is my personal hero, and I wanted to get into astrophysics because of him. And Travis just goes, "What happened?" Like, this could be like, you could have been an astrophysicist, and you're hosting Claim to Fame, my guy. You're the least famous Jonas brother. Just savagery from Travis Tyson saying, "What happened?"
Yeah, maybe this is why he was unpopular in the house.
Yeah,
The
no
bluntness.
filter.
Yeah.
No filter. Yeah. But yeah, I have to say that it seems like a nice kid, but I kind of feel like that he wasn't bringing a lot. He was not serving too much in terms of creating excitement in the house.
No, and I think the big catalyst behind that is that Travis is the first person to receive a big clue, a bottle clue for one of these people, and he kept it to himself. And I feel like that's one of the main things that rubbed people the wrong way a little, which was, why are you holding this secret? Let us know. This is a good thing for all of us. It's kind of a safety net. But and I feel like, we can see this a little bit with Shane potentially, but I think the drama with Shane of just having Shane not say anything was already taken. So Travis can't have the same claim to fame here of, oh, I'm the guy that doesn't share any information. That role is already taken. It did feel like, I think Travis surviving could have given us more oomph, and I feel like we got a little bit of it at the end of the episode, but ultimately he played the silent game, and when you play the silent game, you get booted.
And like, ultimately, we've what we've learned from season 1 when we went into this not really knowing what this game was going to turn into. Like, it very much is a social game. Like, you have to work together with people. Like, you should be sharing information. Yes, you can be selective about like how much, but like Travis, I loved him. I thought he seemed really nice and like had a fun energy. I thought he would have been a great character on the show. However, I did see him make several like missteps through the game. Like, in the very first episode, he is telling Shane that people feel like she's a big question mark because she's very quiet and she's always writing in her notebook. Like, straight up tells her that. And then, not in a way to be like, I'm looking out for you and people are talking about you. So I'm like, like, not in a way to like build some sort of rapport. And then proceeds to pick her bottle clue and lets people know that her bottle clue was picked, but also not share that information with anyone. So it's like, you're pissing off Shane and you're not bringing anyone in. So like, these are major mistakes from Travis here. Like, he was in a position of power by winning the challenge last week. He should have used that as an opportunity to get people on his side, and he just failed to do that.
And great information. You can read all of Jenny's thoughts about what Claim to Fame players should have known by now. You can go read Jenny's complete rules for how to win Claim to Fame over on RHAPswebsite.com. Available in rules or as a poster.
I'll send you like the notes from this week and last week, and maybe Tricky can like pull something together.
I'll take
real
2
quick.
copies, please. I'll take 2.
Hang it right there.
Also, early in this episode, we do see, I don't remember whose notebook it was, but it was night 3. Their notes were night 3.
Mhm.
So it's only been like 3 nights. And everything that Jenny just highlighted, Travis, you can't be doing this when you don't know people like that. It's been 3 days. 100% the messenger will get shot in this house. If you're the first one to open that seal of, listen, let me just tell you, you're rubbing people the wrong way. They don't like the cut of your jib. Really? You're telling me this? Travis? You are telling me that people don't like me or are not messing with me. I think he had a lot of missteps, and I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I don't think he quite understood where he stood in the house, and I feel like it was just way too early to be the one to come out the front.
In the year of our Lord 2023, still waiting for our first strong reality TV Travis. Hasn't happened yet.
Listen, I think that Travis from BB 20.
You don't even remember which season, Jenny. Don't even.
I can't remember. No, I just
Jenny.
can't remember what the last season was. Numbers are hard, okay? I'm no Neil deGrasse Tyson, all right?
It was 23.
Yeah.
Whatever. The recent first boot Travis. I think he could have been something, but we'll never know.
Yeah,
We'll never see him again.
All stars.
But yes, still no King Travis in reality.
We wait.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's on
All
you, Travis, listening to this.
Yes, future Travis.
Yes.
Okay. Let's go through the events of the episode, because I do think that this was like a tightly edited episode that led to Travis's downfall. And so well, we do have a little bit in the morning, everybody, and it's fun. We get like these episodes tend to be like, they start with breakfast talk, and we get a couple of clues. I don't know how helpful this one is. We know that JR has been to Hawaii. Don't really get too much more information about JR.
We didn't even get anything from JR to like confirm whether that was true, but I believe that he was probably telling the truth. I feel like JR is kind of like a straight man, like most of the time. I don't think that he's going out of his way to lie. I think he kind of just keeps quiet and doesn't say too much. He said he but I love like how they do like there's something about how they bring up topics that seems so awkward to me, where like, all right, everybody, so has anyone gone on cool trips with your celebrity relative? Like, it just seems like a canned line, but I understand that like they have to like describe it in some way. But it did seem like a producer prompted like, okay, JR, you want to start a conversation about travel or something? I don't know. It's just funny to me.
But yeah, is it possible that JR is going to go full like Kaiser Soze of that? You know, he's just like limping around the house. Nobody suspects anything from him. He is sowing chaos. Is it possible?
I could see it. And chaos is a ladder. We do know this. And
what if his relative is Kevin?
I don't think he can climb a ladder right now.
Oh my God. Oh God. I don't want that, Rob. I don't like that timeline.
That's the spaceman. There's a spaceman on the board.
Solved.
Yeah,
solved.
The spaceman could be a lot of things.
Okay. All right. And then Shane reveals that her relative was friends with Michael Jackson, or spent a lot of time at Michael Jackson's house. I do believe
this is the Neverland ranch she went to, right? Like that's what she's referring to.
Yes. Okay. So we have in this episode, it is all but confirmed, as we were speculating after last week's episode, that Shane's relative was Eddie Murphy, both big stars in the 80s. Very conceivable to think that Eddie Murphy was spending time with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, it tracks.
Yeah. Although I'm now wondering, where was the Chappelle Show Charlie Murphy sketch about going to Michael Jackson's house?
That's what I'm waiting for, right? That's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
What was that, Jenny?
I was just gonna say, I was gonna say like, oh, maybe he didn't want to go there, but like at this point, we know Dave Chappelle will go anywhere, so to his detriment.
Head first.
So
Yeah.
Yes.
so
Yes,
that
okay.
point is moot.
All right, and now this is all after a Google search of Eddie Murphy, Michael Jackson. I believe Eddie Murphy was prominently featured in the "Remember the Time" music video.
Remember the time?
Yes.
That's not a music
Do
video.
you
I am
remember the time?
Yeah, I know the song, but I just don't remember
yes.
the video.
It took place as like Eddie Murphy was like a like Egyptian pharaoh. So
Okay.
yeah,
1991.
1991. And again, I am dating myself. I appreciated that Jenny at least used the word young to describe me to make her rhyme work. But yeah, here is from the some people in the chat remember this time. Okay, here's Eddie Murphy with Michael Jackson and Iman, not the guy who's in sequester currently, but here's from the music video. Remember the time.
So
I'm scrubbing through this video. It's 9 minutes, and Eddie Murphy's very much in this for at least 5
Magic
to 6
Johnson
minutes.
is also part of the music video as well. If I I think I mean Michael Jackson used to do like epic music videos that were like movies, and you would they're gonna air it in prime time. Michael Jackson's new video.
Yeah, 9 minutes feels long for the 90s.
Yeah. Well, these were big moments, big events.
There are many. If you Google Michael Jackson and Eddie Murphy, there are many photos.
Yeah, they spent some time together. So somebody was it Chris that thought potentially, Jenny, that is she spending time at Michael Jackson's house? Maybe her celebrity relative is Janet Jackson.
So I don't know who mentioned it in the premiere, but someone did say that she looked like Janet Jackson in the premiere. And then after she told the story about going to Michael Jackson's house, she said she only went there one time. And Chris was like, I think maybe she's just giving a little bit of the lie. And she's been there multiple times because she's related to Janet Jackson.
Yeah.
Which is like, what? I guess, okay. When you're related to someone who's related to someone, like, because we were kind of talking about this last week with Chris, right? Like, so if you like, how would she need to be related to Janet Jackson for her celebrity relative to not be Michael Jackson?
Yeah. So hypothetically, okay, like let's say like Tom Hanks had a famous brother. Okay. So when Tom Hanks's niece, who's related, a blood relative of Rita Wilson. Like, okay, you would say like, okay, Tom Hanks's brother is a famous person. I don't think that Tom Hanks's niece is necessarily related to Tom Hanks's brother. Tom Hanks's niece on Rita Wilson's side is not related to Tom Hanks's brother.
But people were like, why wasn't Carly's relative Rita Wilson? She's also famous, but it's like obviously like Tom Hanks is more of a name, so you're gonna use Tom Hanks. It's like, why would it be Janet? I mean, no offense to Janet Jackson, because I would say she's like definitely a bigger name compared to Michael Jackson than Rita Wilson is to Tom Hanks. But would you be related to Janet Jackson? Like, would you be the daughter of Janet Jackson and not have your relative be Michael Jackson? Or is it just, does it come down to it's too obvious?
I think the direct rubric to me is who's the closest familial connection celebrity. So like mother would be closer than uncle. So you go mother. But then in the case of Carly,
Janet Jackson is mother.
Right. And then in the case of Tom and Rita, it does end up being, well, it's a tie on familial connection. Let's go with the bigger name. Probably.
Yeah.
I believe that if it would have been guessed that Carly's celebrity relative was Rita Wilson, I think they'd give it to her.
Rob, they won't even give you if you misspell the name or if you mispronounce
Well, that's what I was wondering, because I was like, okay, we know that Shane is not related to Janet or Michael Jackson at this point. But if that was her relative, like,
well, would they say like, well, does she have a more famous relative because
But I guess no, they can't give it to you because you have to pick a certain one, and your clues are based on that.
That's all
that
the
person.
clues. Yeah.
So it's like you can't. If you're already giving clues based on like it's a man or whatever, like you can't just be like close enough, even though it's like an entirely
I
different
guess so that she
person.
did 2 truths and a lie. I guess that's
Right.
who
You
they're
have to
trying
have
to
it
lead
locked
you to.
one
in,
in.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like Chris also
This
throwing
isn't
out
like a Kiva claim to fame.
exactly. It's not wishy-washy. I did like Chris just throwing out Lenny Kravitz's name at the end of the
Or
confessional.
Lenny Kravitz.
Just to quickly be like, I said it in case it happens.
Yeah.
I did mention that in the video.
Yeah, it's just like just in case this ends up being right, so I can be like, see, I said that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that. Just stake your claim like early, your claim to fame.
Okay, so this was the big inciting incident in the episode. Okay, so Jane is visited by Travis, and Travis comes in and says, "Hey, I got this clue. I need some help deciphering the clue." And so ultimately, we get some help from Jane, and she immediately goes to, oh, buckwheat. Okay, Eddie Murphy. It's definitely Eddie Murphy. And so now Jane knows who who Shane is, and also she already knows who Travis is. And I feel like that she does have, she tells us that she has some sort of like familial bond to Travis. In my notes, I wrote, when Jane looks at Travis, she sees home. What?
What?
When Jane looks at Travis, she sees home.
If only they could have had this conversation while one of them was in the shower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So this was a weird scene though, because so Travis says out loud, says, plays buckwheat. I don't know what that means. And then Jane immediately was like, oh, Saturday Night Live. I never saw Jane or heard Jane say it is Eddie Murphy, but eventually we get like I don't know why that wasn't shown, but eventually it is just acknowledged that she knows it's Eddie Murphy, and that now Travis, because of her help, knows that it's Eddie Murphy. But they didn't say it explicitly in that scene, from what I recall. Like, I don't remember her saying that at all. Just that she was like, oh, and then there was like the calendar with the Saturday like circled, and the crown. I don't remember her saying it's Eddie Murphy, but maybe I'm just misremembering.
No. You're absolutely right. But I feel like they're just saving the name to like reveal it later, because a lot of people potentially out there didn't. Yeah, I don't think they connected the dots.
The clue wall, the Saturday circle, that's an Eddie Murphy clue for SNL.
Well, that's what Jane
Yeah, I
said.
didn't even catch that. Sam, show us the calendar.
Yeah, see, it's right up there. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, there you go.
So,
can I throw out a theory I have? And
please.
This is based on, I was listening to the podcast today.
Yes, please.
And I like what you two were speculating about with regards to some of these clues being for more than one person. Because if there's a clue there that you could see related to you, and you have now discovered that it relates to someone else, you should want to get them out, so that people are like, all right, well, that clue's done now. We solved it. Let's move on. So,
unless other people start making that connection that there are clues that are applied to other people. But
and Rob, you mentioned bench warmers on the podcast last week. And if someone's relative in there is Rob Schneider, they're like, whoo, we got away with it.
If somebody's relative is Rob Schneider, they had.
Charlie made a huge display about that bench. So.
Rob Schneider's on Saturday Night Live.
That too. That's the other thing. I feel like the Saturday Night Live could be more than one person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now
is there
I
any Deuce Bigelow stuff on the memory wall?
Rob Schneider.
What's a
lot of animals.
What's the horseshoe-looking thing on the bottom right?
Oh, there are a lot of animals.
Looks like a horseshoe.
Yeah.
Is it? It looks like a pipe.
I don't know.
It's got ridges, Rob. It's ribbed.
Pipe. Do they always have those little like spikes on the outside of a horseshoe?
No, that's like that's like a coil.
Horseshoe.
That's like some sort of like a plastic tube.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Somebody from YouTube. A YouTube. Somebody was on YouTube.
Oh my God, Rob!
A genius. That is incredible.
Somebody's an influencer.
Yes. No,
Oh my God.
1000%.
Really?
1000%. Yes.
Boring.
Okay, probably one of the people that we don't know, haven't seen.
It's like Carson or like Olivia or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Honestly, it could be Olivia who, right? Olivia's
Yeah.
like barely in the show
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, she even knows. She's like, I'm very under the radar.
My dad is
you are,
Mr.
queen.
Beast. Yeah.
I don't know if that's possible.
Looking very svelte these days. Looking great.
Yeah. He's
Yeah.
taking his 12,000 steps and he's doing it well.
Yes. Good job. Okay.
Congrats.
All right. Congrats. Although, if you're related to Mr. Beast, you got to think he's giving, he gives money to strangers.
Your life's fine. You're not coming on to claim to fame. You're fine.
Well, maybe that's the thing is that he
Maybe it's
doesn't give
Mrs.
money
Beast.
to people in his actual family. He's just only giving the money to strangers.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. So then we get Jane, total betrayal, goes downstairs and is like, hey, everybody, I made the baby cry. Jane,
It was hilarious.
why are you like this?
She's like the mom of the house, and then she's like,
Mama
I made
Jane
the baby cry.
made the baby cry.
The mom is supposed to soothe the baby.
So rude. Evil Jane. Yeah.
I love how like someone was like, who's the baby?
Yeah. It's
so
Travis.
maybe not everyone was on to the fact that Travis was the baby, I guess.
And she's playing it coy. I thought she did a pretty good job. She's like, there was like a deer and it was like going around the room. I'm like, I don't even know what this is. And he's crying. But she talks about how that she has this psychology degree. And, she does tell a little bit of truth with her lie. But it seems like it works. Shane's upset, but freaking Chris. Strategic Chris, Jenny.
Yeah.
That
Chris is like
he's on one now.
He is there to F up everybody's plans. Like he is calling people out, but not to their face. Like, he is definitely picking up on a lot of, the nuance of people. I will say, like, there were numerous occasions in this episode of people lying about information that they had. And I will say, even though I don't think Jane did an incredible job, it was not the worst that we saw in this episode. She at least like took things that she saw on the clue that were literally on the clue and just kind of like vaguely talked about them, or like just. Whereas, like, at least she wasn't just like making things up out of left field that did not make sense. So I don't think it was terrible. And the one thing that Jane does have is that it does seem like she has a good relationship with several people in the house. Yeah. But throughout the course of this episode, like, Chris is one of the first people to kind of call her on her BS. Mm-hmm. In confessional. But Jane's stock will be falling through the course of this episode.
And by the end of the episode, I mean, it's really like she's a persona non grata. Yeah. But
like, you should be prepared for, like, I mean, we saw the rise and fall of Travis.
A reckoning.
Like, we should be prepared to see what happens with Jane next episode.
Let's talk about our big challenge this week. Okay, let's see who's willing to go the distance. Who's red carpet ready? Jenny, what'd you make of this challenge this week?
Okay, so one of my favorite things about this show is that it's simultaneously like so well done and like so well produced, and also the most low budget thing I've ever seen.
It has the same challenge budget as a one-day Survivor season in a park. Yeah.
Yes. Which one are you calling out here, Rob? Say names.
Strategically, nothing.
None of them.
Okay.
Nothing.
Very diplomatic.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
The number 2 housery on this entire set was wild. Let's get into it, because I have questions about each component of this competition.
Go ahead, Booyah. I'll answer all your questions.
All right. So the first stage is they have to, there's blush, there's lipstick, there's a wardrobe change, and then they got to walk the red carpet to get to the end. Yeah. It's a speed test. Whoever gets there fastest wins. Yeah. And also
classic challenge.
Yeah. Everyone knows that.
But then also, not to mention a name for legal reasons, because of course they blew all the budget on this lovely comp set. They put Legos on the floor for them to run on the carpet.
Let's
Yeah.
goes.
Lego.
Let's goes.
Let go, let God.
Here's what I was confused by.
Yeah.
There seemed to be no barometer on how to apply this makeup. You just have to slap it on and run. And I feel like some people took a little too long because they didn't know what it meant to be ready. Like, how much do I need to put on? Because I feel like Gabriel was immediately ready, but then spent way too much time on it.
Well, and also Monet, who won this leg of the challenge, at one point in a certain angle, I thought she had no makeup on.
Yeah.
She had like the blush, like she honestly used like the blush, like not where you would put blush. She just kind of like tapped her like lower cheeks, like her jaw area. There was angles where it didn't even look like she had the makeup on. Like they should have had it so it was like you had to like it was in like portioned out, and like you had to get all of it out and onto your face, because if it's like a full thing and you obviously can't use all of it on your face, then like it's up to interpretation, like how much to use, right? Which like if no one is measuring that, like you're saying, Puya, then you just like quickly slap it on and just keep going.
Yeah, like Gabriel by the end looked like the Ultimate Warrior, and then everyone else is just like very bare. What's his name? The guy who did the weightlifting.
Hugo.
Hugo, yeah, looked like a clown.
He could put some sunscreen on. Yeah,
he should. You know what I realized? Hugo to me looks like and Mike Bloom, cover your ears. He looks like a giant baby. Like he looks like a baby that went through like one of those things you see in a cartoon that makes you bigger, and he just
like you put it in the water.
Like
those babies that you put in...
like if Carly's uncle made a wish.
Yeah, it's like, honey, I expanded the baby, kind of expanded the kid. And the makeup definitely gave me like, clownish or like, baby. Anyway,
is that why they didn't know?
Clowns now.
is this why they didn't know, what the one person didn't know, that Jane was referring to Travis when she said I made the baby cry, because some people think that Hugo is the baby.
Yeah.
Oh, the big baby in the onesie, right? Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
The thong on.
Okay. Yeah, you put your makeup on and then put on like a top hat and a cape.
And a cape?
Yeah,
naturally.
Like all those big celebrities do.
Classic red carpet.
We're all showing up to the red carpet with our bright blue eyeshadow and electric red blush and our cape and top hat.
I didn't understand the assignment because I thought red carpet, they're supposed to slowly walk down the red carpet, and that's the endurance. They just had to book it through this red carpet, and the Legos didn't seem like the impact all that much.
Yes. Okay.
Barefoot over Legos, baby.
Yes. I do wish your better half could be here because she podcasts about Legos.
Yeah.
No, this was an episode made for her.
Have they ever had a challenge on Lego Masters where they have to walk across Legos?
That's the ultimate challenge.
That's the final 3 endurance challenge at the end.
I would stand on your ace this. Okay, I have rooms of my house that are completely filled with Legos. I could walk all the way through this. I watched this with my son Dominic. I told him like, I got this.
I got this.
This is so easy. Every room that the kids play in is a red carpet filled with Legos.
See, I think for us, the endurance challenge shouldn't be walking on Legos. It's who's the first to cuss out loud after stepping on one. Because I think that's where I would fail. That would be the challenge.
So
that'd be more challenging.
Jenny, here's what I thought was unfair. JR already has a bandaged foot.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of that.
Yes.
Rob, it didn't help.
Didn't help. He was hopping.
Yeah, he just takes the L at that point, right? He's like, what am I supposed to do? We're like, part of this challenge is running fast down a red carpet, and this guy is in a boot. Did they make him take the boot off? Is what I'm wondering, because everyone had to take their shoes off and run barefoot over the Legos. Did JR have to?
He was barefoot. He had his foot was taped up. His foot was taped up. That had the band.
I feel like that's just irresponsible.
He couldn't use his crutch either, could he? Or did he?
No, you just crush the Lego with it. make a path.
I feel like they should have made him sit this one out regardless. It's a little unfair to him, but
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the hilarious thing about this challenge is that apparently, and I don't know if this goes for all challenges on Claim to Fame, but apparently this was created by Kevin and Franklin.
it's the least surprising thing you could have said. From the brain of
Yeah.
the could-be astrophysicist, we had this lovely competition.
And it gets worse.
Okay.
This is just one piece of why it's bad.
All right. So we get in Monet is the winner, Gabriel's in last place, and JR is in second to last place. Okay. So
Which is hilarious because Gabriel lost to the guy on crutches.
The alleged athlete. Yes, Gabriel. Okay. So we get 2 clues. Clue number 1. Okay. We're going to get clues about the identity of where these people were born. Okay. For JR, his celebrity relative was born in Lithium Spring, Georgia. That seems very specific. So much so, I don't even want to Google Lithium Spring, Georgia.
Because you feel like it'll just because it'll be like famous people from Lithium Springs. Like
yes. Yes.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing it.
Okay. So I will invite though the investigation into celebrities born in San Diego, California.
Yeah.
Are
that's
you
a little bit
interested
more
in from our friends over at famousbirthdays.com, the list of celebrities born in San Diego, California?
Let's
Let's
hear
do
it.
it.
Okay, here we go. Celebrities born in San Diego, California.
How much time do we have?
Okay. We have YouTube star.
Oh my God, YouTube.
Yes, YouTube star Fancy Rug.
Who
Not
are
Phase
these
Rug.
people?
It ain't Phase
Okay.
Rug.
A Phase
Who
Rug?
is Nick
Yeah, it's
Phase Rug?
Austin?
Okay. You don't think he's related to Phase Rug? Okay. What
No.
about is Gabriel related to? He said he doesn't look like his celebrity relative. Puya. Are you familiar with the works of Phase Rug?
No, the FaZe clan, they've gone public. Their market is crashing, and they're not really the content I consume.
Okay.
Do you
on
have
YouTube.
you
Number
heard
one,
of this person?
yes.
Puya?
I mean, look how good it's going for Phase Rug, ahead of Kris Jenner.
Yeah, this is why famous birthdays is Fugazi. Okay,
Yeah.
like
Thank you. Preach.
I've used this page before, and it's always like 19-year-old TikTok stars as like the first row, and I'm like, I have
Go
no
off,
idea
Queen. Yes.
who any of these
Yes.
people are. I'm sorry, Kris Jenner is third here over
Mhm.
these two
Nick
children
Austin?
I've
I
never
don't know
seen
who
before
Nick
in my
Austin
life.
is
Yes.
at all.
Mhm.
Is he related to Stone Cold Steve?
I think
No.
he's yeah.
Definitely not.
Yeah. The only Nick and Austin I know are from Survivor Panama. Okay. All right. So all right, Kris Jenner.
I don't think he's a
You don't think that
Jenner.
Gabriel's one of the Kardashians?
I feel like we would know about him by now.
Okay. All right. Also
We'd be
from
keeping up with him.
from San Diego, Nick Cannon.
Okay.
Hmm.
What
famous
do we
person.
have any clue? Because we know it's not an athlete. So we know it's
Mhm.
not an athlete.
All right. Let's looking at we could switch to the memory wall. I will say there is a baby.
there a cannon?
There is a baby,
But are there 12 of the babies?
but there's only one.
Yeah.
There is a
dozen
dozen
egg
eggs,
cartons! Dozen of
Booyah.
eggs! Dozen of eggs in the egg carton.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the clue.
Wait,
Yeah.
because all
A dozen eggs.
Dozen.
okay, do we have a card?
Family is
Okay,
everything.
Family is everything. So there's some
and
clues
everyone
there.
is
Okay.
family.
Then Cristiano Ronaldo.
Junior.
Oh, is that
Yes.
Junior? that's Cristiano
Oh,
Ronaldo?
no, Junior. Okay.
Just-
Edwards
yeah, that is
Diego.
a 13-year-old.
Okay. All right. Nikki Bella.
Like, this is what I'm saying. This website is
Okay.
trash.
All right. All right.
Wait, where's
RuPaul.
Brie Bella?
Wait.
Rob,
Yes.
how is Nikki Bella there and Brie Bella isn't? They're twins.
I guess I don't know.
Maybe they were,
Well, maybe what?
they
Maybe
were born on the
maybe-
border.
No. Well, she might. That Brie might be further down on the page.
Oh, ouch.
again,
They might not be identical.
You know, they're-
in their famousness.
the
okay.
rankings here
All right,
very
RuPaul though.
RuPaul.
RuPaul is here.
RuPaul
Now, hold on a
three rows
second. Hold on. I think that RuPaul is an interesting name to talk about. We know about there are many wigs on the board.
Okay.
We
that
know
is
Gabriel
true.
said, I
is
do not
true.
look like my celebrity relative, my sibling, my brother.
Okay.
That would be interesting. You know, this is another instance where my better half is probably better suited for this episode now Legos and then RuPaul comes into the question.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't.
I can't connect any other clue there though.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything with the canon? What do we have a canon? Who else we got here?
Anybody? Cameron
Diaz
is a famous person, and Dominic Mysterio.
Oh,
Is somebody's uncle? Or I guess somebody Rey Mysterio.
Okay, we have Manny
Diaz
MUA, who is the only YouTube person here that I actually have heard of. Whatever those people on that list look like Fessy Fitness.
Oh my god.
Sage Rosen.
Yeah,
the dancer.
That looked
very
like
famous
Fessy.
dancer. Yes. Okay.
I don't know. But that list sucked. So
Mario
most of those
Lopez,
people were
also
not
born in San Diego.
Okay.
Mario Lopez, the 38th most famous celebrity born in San Diego. And rounding out the top 50, Tony Romo.
I don't think so.
Brie Bella, by the way, Puya is number 22 on the list of famous celebrities from San Diego.
Sorry to her.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay. All right. So some interesting notes. Okay, so we open the barrel.
We're not sure.
Okay. Find the trophy in the chum.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really fooled them with the champagne flutes on top, eh? But the smell, some of them smelt it.
Like, did they get to drink the champagne before they had to? Because like that would be, I'd be like, it wasn't champagne.
I would have taken it down if
It looked like there was liquid in the glass. You're saying that
there was champagne in the glass, but I thought they were going to get there, and then it's like you think it's champagne, but.
No, Rob. What is it alternatively? Challenge done by Bear Grylls. Not pee-pee.
Yes. Yes.
He's pee-pee.
I don't know. So
you thought that was the first part of the challenge. This is challenge number 1.
Take it down. Okay. And so all right. So go find a trophy in the chum. Okay.
And there are fish heads. In like you start like that's the thing. And it's a pretty deep bucket. Like they're getting like it's not like, oh gross, I have to put my arm in chum. Like they were having to like fully like immerse
your arm
their
won't
body.
reach all the way to the bottom. Yeah, you had to like tippy toe or dip in a little more.
Yeah, and you like grab something and you're like, I got it. And then no, it's just like a giant fish head.
Giant fish head. Yeah. Okay. Ultimately, poor Gabriel. It's so bad.
My God.
It's so bad. Okay. He got fish chum in his hair.
It was all over
his
his face.
And then so all right.
Deep in
all
the
right.
chum.
So another clue coming out for it ultimately ends up being for we get Jane and Shane. Are gonna get a clue revealed. Okay. Shane's relative is born in 1961. Coincidentally, Eddie Murphy, born 1961.
It's done. Shane is caught.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. But here's where things get a little interesting. Okay. Jane's celebrity is born in 1946. We don't know the identity of Jane's relative. Okay. Let me remind you: 2 truths and a lie. A father, a musician, and a Grammy. Certainly,
father would line up, I would say, right?
Okay, father would line up with 1946.
Because she's got a 15-year-old son. I don't know how old Jane is, but she has a 15-year-old son.
Yeah, but these celebrities be having children at later days.
Yeah.
Al Pacino just had a child, right?
Okay. Let's go back to our friends over at Celebrity Birthdays or FamousBirthdays.com.
I love this website, Rob.
In 1946. Let's set the time circuits for 1946.
Also,
here we go. All right. Is Jane's father Donald Trump?
No.
Him before Freddie Mercury.
Okay. I mean, it's very famous. It's very famous. You know, rent-free living in many minds.
But here's the thing is that I well, this website is trash. So
Yeah. Okay. But the list is accurate. It's not like a list. We didn't ask ChatGPT for all the people born in 1946, and then it's like, giving us, Nick Cannon. Okay. All right. So here we go.
Oh boy.
Celebrities born in 1946. Okay. How about here? Here's an interesting one. If you want a musician who's a father,
oh,
Freddie Mercury. Does Freddie Mercury have children?
I don't.
Did he father a child?
So.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't think so.
Could the lie be a father? Could Dolly Parton be?
Well, this is the problem, because we don't know if we have any female celebrities, because if none of the lies are about the relationship too, then all of the celebrities are men based on the clues that the information we have. So if Jane was lying about it being father, then it could be a woman.
Yeah.
But we don't know that.
And, Jane seems to be somewhat musically inclined. She picked up the ukulele, played the ukulele. Yeah. I feel like, and especially considering that her relative is a musician and has won a Grammy, the lie certainly could be her father. I think Dolly Parton is an interesting possibility.
List.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good
I'm just going back to the wall. I don't see anything that screams Dolly Parton.
What do we?
Not offhand.
No.
But okay.
We have
there's a horse.
Mm-hmm.
What about
a horse song?
Anything for the Moderna vaccine?
I don't see anything about vaccines on the wall. Okay.
Real quick, is that right above the wig? Is that a sandwich?
Is there a sandwich on the wall?
Underneath the camera. Yeah, that's a sandwich, right?
Is that a sandwich?
Oh, it looks disgusting.
Is that like a ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese sandwich.
Yeah, it looks like. Is it a delicious cheese sandwich?
They have sandwiches.
That we don't know. Okay. All right. But let's go back to the celebrities born in 1946. Bill Clinton. I think we've ruled out Bill Clinton as a president for Hugo. Sly Stallone. Don't believe that Sly Stallone would qualify as either a musician or a Grammy award winner.
Rob, you might recall when you and I were tossing around the idea of Sly Stallone's reality show centered around his family. I have seen his family.
Yeah,
I did not see Jane.
We didn't see Jane. Okay, here's another interesting one. Okay, now Cher is on the list. Again, a musician, could be a mom, has won a Grammy, I am sure. Now Cher famously has a child, Chastity.
Yeah. Okay.
But would we have known about another famous offspring from Cher?
I think we would know. But I am convinced now that the lie is probably father. And I am on the it is a woman boat, because I think that I just don't think that we're going to have all men for our celebrities.
Okay, well,
I'm really into this Dolly Parton idea.
Dolly Parton is interesting.
Same.
Okay.
But I don't think it's Cher.
Some other celebrities born in 1946. Puya, Andre the Giant.
I'm going to go unlikely. I don't think Andre the Giant has released music, nor has won a Grammy.
Did Andre the Giant win a Grammy? No. Okay. Other celebrities from 1946. Pat Sajak.
Bravo, not.
Oh my gosh.
Ed O'Neill.
No.
Okay.
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli. Liza Minnelli is a musician. I'm sure has won a Grammy. Interesting. Okay. Liza Minnelli, famously daughter of Judy Garland. I had said last week that, is this one of the monkeys from The Wizard of Oz? Go right under the cheese sandwich.
Delicious cheese sandwich.
Go under the cheese sandwich. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Zoom in. Give me a zoom in on that.
Enhance.
Sam. Enhance. Is that one of the flying monkeys from The Wizard of Oz?
Could be.
Okay. I mean, we have a playbill, famously.
Okay.
Liza Minnelli. I mean, you would think Liza Minnelli more with a Tony. Are those slippers? They're not ruby slippers.
They're ballet slippers.
They're ballet slippers.
There's other shoes down in the bottom left.
Oh
my god, there's so many little things that are getting lost in the.
But the
I
playbill,
still don't like this clue wall, but
I think is interesting. I think Liza Minnelli could be
okay. We could put that on the short list.
A real interesting one.
I think that's something, but I am definitely on. I'm gonna stop thinking about Jane's relative being a man because I just think that that's probably the lie.
Yeah, could be a famous mom. Yeah. All right. And then just to go back to round out anybody else from 1946. Let's see. Jimmy Buffett.
What a Susan
Sally
Sarandon.
Field. Sally Field. She's in a movie with a bench. It has 2 meanings.
Oh no, it's Forrest Gump times 2. Carly's gonna be pissed.
Double Gump.
I don't know if Sally Field is a musician or has won a Grammy.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
I was
gonna say, oh, Susan Sarandon, she's a redhead, but I don't think Jane's red hair is like her natural color.
Danny Glover.
No.
Yeah. Tommy Lee Jones.
Brian Cox.
Eugene Levy.
No.
Daryl Hall, Cheech Marin. I think Tommy Chong was famously from The Masked Singer first season.
True.
Right.
I'd be looking for a very bait clue on the wall, and I don't see it.
I think the clues would be obvious if Cheech was here.
Okay, what about Linda Ronstadt?
Linda Ronstadt. Okay. Oh boy. Linda Ronstadt. I feel like that I don't see any clues from her most famous songs. I think Blue Bayou, I believe, is a famous Linda Ronstadt song.
What
was the one that was on The Last of Us? Long time.
I
don't think so. I don't think it's Linda Ronstadt. I think Liza.
Liza Minnelli.
Liza Minnelli, Dolly Parton, Cher.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And I think I probably take Cher out.
One of Liza Minnelli's songs on this album is "Ring Them Bells," and I do see a little bell underneath the egg carton on the left side.
Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
What's next to that? What is that? Not the knife, obviously. I know it.
What, the two-hander or that
thing? What is
thing?
that?
A little chest. It's like a little where you would put maybe like.
Oh,
jewelry?
I see it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Chest. Do we know anybody from
A
1946?
famous chest?
Yeah, within a famous chest. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. That was a good discussion of Jane.
I feel good about.
I feel better.
Yeah.
With that.
Okay. Let's then get into the ab builder electrocution. Do these things actually work? Do we know?
Okay.
Do we know?
My dad owned one it wasn't like wired up where you needed an outlet and a setting, but you would charge it and then you'd wrap it around. I tried it, but I didn't try it frequently. It didn't feel like I was supposed to.
Does it work though?
I can't imagine it does.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Is my honest answer.
I think people would be using these if it worked, right?
They kind of died out
so much. Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of died out, I feel like.
I will say this was the part of the challenge that I was like, they needed the dream team to test this out to see if people were actually going to quit this, because I will like, I've never used one of these, but they've created like period pain simulator like machines, and I've seen like lots of like TikToks of like people like men trying them and being like, oh, like, and they can't handle it.
They're just in agony.
Yeah. And so I thought it was gonna be kind of like this, and I was like, the men are dropping like complete. Like I literally
not
was
Hugo.
Like, oh, yeah,
you could have dialed it to 20. Hugo was just standing still, like nothing's happening.
I will say, if I were in this competition, First of all, I probably would win because I have endometriosis and I can withstand a lot of pain.
Mhm.
But I will say I would have wanted to slap Hugo across his stupid little face because he was being so freaking annoying with this is easy. I could do this.
I think his
all
wasn't
day.
turned on. I think
That's what it
like,
felt like.
some sort of
There
like
was a
power
malfunction.
malfunction.
Wow, tinfoil hat from Roger.
Mhm. I think it wasn't on.
I'm sorry, there is nothing more annoying than when you're doing something that is like meant to be hard, whether it is for you or not. Like, so obnoxious to just be like, this is nothing. I could do this. I don't know why. That just drives me insane. And I felt like he was like consistently through the whole challenge, just being like, yeah, this is the most relaxed I've been.
It was
like,
creepy.
Hugo, shut up.
Yeah. Okay. All right. 11-way tie.
No one
But
dropped.
based of we went to the judges for scoring. Monet wins the challenge, and Jane and Gabriel scored the lowest combined. One of them will be the guesser.
And this is like, again, a frustration of mine because they gave us an update after the second leg of the race, after the chum buckets, that at that point Jane and Gabriel were at the bottom too. And so then when we get the 11-way tie, and we knew that Monet was definitely gonna win because she had won the last two legs. Like, there was no sort of like, question of who the bottom two was going to be. And like, they did try to like drag it out and be like, the bottom two are. And I'm like, we know, you just said it was Jane and Gabriel.
It's basically the last
11-way tie.
Yeah, it's basically the last place finisher of round 1 and the last place finisher of round 2. That's
you could have just edited out the ab thing. Like, it didn't give us anything.
Didn't give us anything. It was some funny moments with Hugo.
It was funny. It was
okay.
funny.
Let's talk about all the strategery that happens after the challenge. And so first thing that's coming up is that we are learning that Gabriel, who's a potential guesser, he cannot pronounce Neil deGrasse Tyson. Booyah.
Yeah, well, he can. He just keeps saying Neil Tyson deGrasse, which is not the correct order of operations here.
No.
Yeah. He can't figure out the order. Actually, I think at one point he did say Neil Tice deGrasse, which is like a combination of wrong. It's like you've got the order wrong, and you're just like you're adding the suffixes to the wrong spot. So, it was really a beautiful piece of art.
Here's my question: is deGrasse his middle name?
I don't know.
I don't know because he called him Travis Tyson. So
right.
He's not Travis deGrasse Tyson.
Right. Because if it's his middle name, I feel like you should be able to get away with Neil Tyson.
Yes. But I guess if that's what he's known.
But if he's known by the 3 names, then it's different. Like, you wouldn't say Neil Harris for Neil Patrick Harris, also because Chappelle would get mad at you because he loves Neil Patrick
Tyson's middle
Harris.
name, deGrasse, is from the maiden name of his paternal grandmother.
Okay. Yeah, that's a thing. But if that's like your like no name, like that is what would be on awards and stuff like that, then like I think that's what we have to go with.
Yeah, I think that it's sort of like if Neil Patrick Harris, sorry Chappelle, is you can't say like Neil Harris.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. I loved how we got Gabriel in like the confessional talking to the producer about how if he was going to guess, could he like does he have to say it right? And like the producer is like, well, yeah, if it's like Mary Tyler Moore, you can't say Mary Moore Tyler. Like literally explaining to him like
that was great drama. That helped this episode.
It did because if we are in a situation where the question is not like is he going to get the right person, is he going to say the name properly? Like that's fun drama.
Also, because she was used as an example here, safe to say Mary Tyler Moore is not going to be anyone's claim to fame.
Think so.
Right.
Don't think so. Rule her out. Cross her off the board.
Gabriel got a clue for free. So
wow.
Yes, that's not Jane's mom. Okay. All right. So we see that Chris, the turning into the strategist of the season, he needs to get Travis's clue before he goes. So he pulls Travis aside and says, hey, everybody says your dad is Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're clocked. There's a good chance that you're going to get picked. You need to ultimately give your clue to Gabriel or Jane.
Jane's already got it.
Help to save you. And in the background, we see JR hopping on by.
Because he's in the shower.
Bouncing by in the background and hopping through on one leg. More on that to come. But Chris working on Travis. Okay. And but meanwhile, he's really like, I need to get Gabriel that clue so he could tell me.
Yeah. I guess Gabriel is Chris's guy, I guess. Like we've seen, we haven't talked
Gabriel
about
can't
Carson.
Keep a secret, I think.
We haven't talked about Carson at all, but it seems like Carson might be like Chris's number one because I feel like Carson, she was wearing the overalls. She's very under the radar. I saw the two of them talk a couple times because Chris, that was who Chris was talking to when he said that Jane was like lying at the beginning, lying about it. So they're already kind of talking, and then like there's another point in this episode. So I think that like Carson is definitely in Chris's pocket, but it seems that that Gabriel's someone that maybe Chris is working on as well.
I think Olivia is also in the Chris group. I think it's the three of them. Based on there was another scene where Olivia was also moving in and they were talking about the plan to get the clue from Travis before he goes, which is funny to me because these two, Carson and Olivia, are the most purple of the bunch. So, and then Chris is almost like the main narrator of the season, it feels like.
Oh yeah, he definitely is. And he's good too. Like I think he is a good gamer. But I don't know. I'm kind of confused about Olivia because I think Olivia's in with Mama Jane. So, and it's like there's like this awkward thing here because I think like obviously there's something starting between Chris and Mama Jane so I don't know if Olivia's with Chris. Maybe she's just playing a really good social game and everyone thinks they have her.
Yeah.
Not good enough to be on
who's
TV.
Olivia? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There's theories.
Yeah. Anyway, so then we see JR. Now he's set up with Cole and Monet and Shane. Cole had a little bit of a breakout this episode. All of a sudden, he's like a part of everything going on, and he's with
there.
Cole. He's there. Cole, Monet, and Shane, and he's like, "Hey, guess what? Chris is trying to get Travis to give the clue." And Shane is super annoyed now.
Yeah.
Like, hey, everybody, shut up about my clue.
Yeah. Like this is what she's trying to make happen is like, okay, Travis did not win the competition. We got to get him out of the house because he has information on me. And to hear that somebody else is actively trying to get the information out of his hands, as he leaves the door, like that is very frustrating for Shane because she thinks that all she needs to do is get him guessed and her problem goes away. But Chris has other ideas. And I thought this was kind of messy from Chris though, because did you notice that when and I don't know what Chris's relationship with JR is. Maybe he thinks that he's good with JR and JR is like, playing him, but when Chris pulls Travis into the bedroom to talk about giving the clue to Gabriel, Travis goes, JR's in the shower. And he's like, yeah, it's okay. It's fine. And then they fully have the conversation. And that was how I knew that was going to be something because then they showed JR coming out when they were talking about giving it to Gabriel. And so I don't know if that was just Chris being messy and not realizing that like JR listening would be really bad for him. But I do love that ended up being a thing. And now JR is like, Chris is up to something. He's getting your clue.
Yeah. All right. Well, we see then Chris talking to Gabriel and says, okay, the name, you have to say the name the right way. Neil deGrasse Tyson goes over it. Practice. Okay. Let's cut to Monet, who is going to be getting a clue. And Monet, she's like, I don't trust Chris. Chris is creeping. Chris is the strategist. I gotta see what Chris is up to. And so we get the clue from Chris. And Sam has it ready to go. Let's talk about this clue.
Yes.
About Chris that we know his relative is from the 70s.
Yeah.
We know also he kind of looks like his dad or his relative, who we think is his dad. His relative is his two truths and a lie were a musician and an uncle and a Hollywood Walk of Fame star. I think last week he said the uncle was a lie. So a musician from the 70s with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And now we get this. Jenny, how are you feeling about this clue? Which is
I'm
if you're
locked
listening to
in.
the podcast.
Yeah, we got it.
We have a
locked in.
dog.
So
We have a dog, a heart, a shirt, the letter N, and I don't know what that is.
Little
Like
Russian
Like a
doll.
Russian doll.
like an exit,
Not
and then
BB-8.
and then 7 more t-shirts.
Yes.
So, as soon as during the challenge, Chris tells us that that his relative is from the 70s, that locked in a suspicion I had already had, and so that helped me very quickly figure out what this clue was.
Okay.
So, well, I struggled with the second half, which
Yes.
is embarrassing.
We start off, I think, pretty straightforward.
It's puppy love teen idol.
Okay.
Puppy love teen idol.
Teen idol.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did better than me. Okay.
So the shirt is T.
I got puppy love.
Okay,
Puppy
so
love, and then teen and this is
doll.
That's a doll.
Yeah.
Idol. So puppy love teen idol, and then this is where I started to struggle. But you know, I was discussing this with Sam, and
Okay.
helpfully Sam Moore pointed out that this is something they used last season as a clue in 7 T's.
There's 7 of them. 7 T's.
Okay. Puppy
Which
love
I
teen
stupidly-
idol in 7 T's.
Yeah, which we already knew the 70s part, but because Chris told us, but Monet doesn't know that. So yeah, this that's what the clue is, right? Like we're all in agreement.
All right.
Yes.
Donny Osmond confirmed at this
Done.
point.
Lock it
And
up.
I will say my mom, shout out to Cindy. She sent me she did not watch the first season, but I did tell her you should watch the season. It's really good. I have no idea if she will ever listen to the podcast, and maybe that's for the best. But she texted me and she was like, "There's an Osmond." And she's not someone who's reading like things. She would not have
deep
got
diving the web.
She's not. Yeah, she's not. She just probably saw his face and was like, and listened to the clue and was like, "That's an Osmond." And so I would trust her judgment on this because she would have grown up with listening to the Osmonds.
Okay. All right. Do we want to just revisit the clue wall here for Donny Osmond? Let me ask ChatGPT, what are the most
objects
famous
related
things
to
about Donny Osmond?
And now well, here's the thing is, and back to the famous relative, you know, which one is it conversation? Could it be Marie? Because it's not the uncle. But I also think he said, I look like him. Or maybe, I don't know. Now I can't remember.
Yeah.
Could it be not Donnie and it could be Marie, which I now know is his
sister. No, but it's puppy love. So I think it's
yeah.
He talked about I look like my relative.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So ChatGPT tells us 8 things about Donny Osmond that we should know. 1, child star. Okay. Donny Osmond gained fame as a child performer alongside his brothers in the pop group The Osmonds in the 60s. He was a teen idol that he became a solo artist, teen idol. His cover of the Paul Anka song Puppy Love is arguably one of his most famous hits. Got it. Donny Osmond and his younger sister Marie co-hosted a variety television series, Donny and Marie, from 1976 to 1979. Okay. The charming, wholesome image made them beloved figures in American pop culture. Anything on Marie? I don't know. I don't see anything yet. Broadway and musical theater. Donny Osmond has enjoyed success on Broadway. We have the Playbill. Perhaps most notably in the role of Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat in the 1990s.
Okay. Do we have any Dreamcoat?
He did Dancing with the Stars. Yes, there's he did Dancing with the Stars.
Okay.
Okay. He's also a Masked Singer.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Donny Osmond is also known for his Mormon faith and his long, stable marriage, both of which are somewhat atypical in the entertainment industry.
Well, I'm not
Good on
seeing
him.
the stable marriage clue on the wall here.
But
Hmm.
is their horse stable?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
Um,
Can we just Sam? Can we look at the bottom row? I feel like that the stuff on the bottom. I feel like we haven't really looked at.
It's the gumball
There's
machine.
Yeah, what's the
who's the
gumball machine?
who's the rabbit? Is it rabbit?
There's
There's
multiple
deer.
rabbits.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's one a hare.
There's a bunch
Yes.
of babies too, or like a little angel.
Well, yeah. Let's see.
I'm really like stuck on the
Bowling
Monopoly
pin?
dog.
There's
Yeah.
multiple camels too.
There are a lot of camels, but they're all kind of close to each other. Or wait,
No, we
is
don't
one
know.
of
We
them-
don't know the gumballs.
Yeah.
So, so many
Is that-
things that we still don't know.
Is that a vape?
I know it looks like a telescope, Jenny.
Okay.
That could be for Neil deGrasse
It's a
Tyson.
fat vape.
Looks like there's
It's a
looks like there's
fat
a
vape
drum.
There is
looks
a
like
drum.
There's a submarine. Uh-oh.
What's in
Okay.
the back of that truck? Is that a cat?
Mr. Beast was supposed to be on the submarine. Yeah.
That is like
Um,
a cat. Yeah.
A cat in a truck?
Yeah.
Cat in a truck? Cat in a pickup truck?
Cat in the hat. Cat in the back. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know.
What's that invitation? Is that some sort of like what is that? What is that
Wedding?
wedding?
It says wedding on it, right? Wedding.
U
Wedding.
plus one.
Wedding plus one.
U plus
Interesting.
one.
What's a wedding? A guest? A wedding? A guest? You're invited. An invitation.
Is there anyone?
Invite.
I don't know.
Okay. Right.
Is that a protractor? Why is there a protractor on
There's
this?
a
I think that's
protractor,
Neil
there's
deGrasse Tyson. I think.
Okay.
Oh, right.
I think that's sort of. What's $1?
A single.
A
Eric
single.
Stein, I do
single.
that for
Ooh,
$1.
like music.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good look at the memory wall here. But confirmed. Donny Osmond. We
A lot
believe
of horse stuff.
at this hour. Okay. All right. Let's get back to everything that's going on at the house. So we see Carson and Cole. They think that, or they're talking with Hugo, and Hugo thinks Jane is related to a rock star. We've narrowed it down to a musician. I don't know about rock star. Maybe Angie Rockstar. Is that her daughter? How old was Andy Rockstar's daughter?
I don't think we're quite there yet. I think
Yes.
it's a little too young.
Yeah. Okay. Just
Yeah, I'm not ready to trust Hugo's gut yet.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting.
Yeah. All right. Monet lies about her clue, Jenny. We're seeing people trying to lie about the clues.
I thought Monet, I was like, yes, Monet, you're killing it. Yeah,
great.
like really great idea. Take Chris's clue. He's someone you know that is very like smart. You don't know much about him. Like get one foot on him. And this is where I'm like, girl, Monet, like she's like, bless her heart with this lie. Here's the thing. So so before she goes to the cellar, she's talking to people about what she might do. And because everyone is basically the house against Travis at this point, and they just want to be sure that it really is Neil deGrasse Tyson, she's like, maybe I'll just get the clue on Travis to confirm it so that we know we're going to get him out. So she set that up beforehand. Then she decides, I'm going to get the clue on Chris. Cool, great move. But she's going to lie and say that she took Travis's, which I feel like eventually doesn't that come to bite you? Because when somebody else goes in, can't they see which ones have been pulled or no?
I think so.
I thought they can, because you can't pull one that's already been pulled, right?
I think that's sort of like that's ineligible. Yeah.
So that's not going to stay a secret much longer.
Maybe she didn't think this through.
Maybe she didn't think this through. That's the first thing where I was like, oh, at first I thought, oh, genius. Like you told people you're going to take Travis's, you're going to get Chris's information. Beautiful. But then I was like, oh, that's not going to last very long. Then secondly, well, now she's telling people that she took Travis's bottle, and we're all on the same page about trying to get this guy out. So they're going to ask you how it was confirmed. She's like, I got confirmation.
Right.
You need to have a plan. You need to have a plan on what the clue said. You have to make something up.
Mm-hmm.
She was not prepared.
Yeah.
She was like, something with the Cosmos show. There were some stars. I was like, oh,
yeah.
God. God.
Were they on
Monet.
Stars on Mars? Yeah.
It's
We
William
said
Shatner.
last week there was a possibility Monet could be related to Steve Harvey. How are we feeling any better or worse about that?
I don't feel like it's Steve Harvey.
So here's the thing. I went on a little tangent last week about Lori Harvey, and I was like, Lori Harvey is very well known, and no one talks about any of Steve Harvey's other children. So, but then maybe that's a point in the favor of it, of, you know, Monet potentially being a Harvey child, because I guess he's got like, well, we know he's been married multiple times.
Yeah,
So he's really got
I
like
would suspect
multiple
Steve Harvey
kids.
has more than one child.
I still don't think that's who she is, but it's at least plausible.
Yeah.
It's not impossible, but I just don't think that. I don't know who.
No, I just asked. I didn't look. I don't like to look like. Does this celebrity have a relative with this name? But
Right, no, 'cause that will
according to
give it away.
Google, how many children does Steve Harvey say? How many children does Steve Harvey have? Our survey says 7.
Okay, lucky 7. So it's possible. I mean, I only know
6
of one
other
of them.
kids out there.
However, I don't know. And here's the thing about the name thing. I wish that, because we had fake names last season for some people, why not just everyone goes in with an alias for our
Maybe some
purpose?
people do. I think that they'd probably leave it up to them. Maybe some people do have an alias.
I wish they wouldn't, is what I'm saying. For the purpose of the audience, because I think that, you know, well, and some people just like want to read a ton of Wikipedia pages and figure it out without the clues from the show. That's fine. If that's what you
I think that's the less fun way to do this.
I think it's less fun. I don't personally want to see that like someone has a grandchild with that person's name and then be like, oh, that's the name of the person in the show.
Right.
Which is why, but like that stuff sometimes just comes out, which is why I wish that like everyone had an alias. So that we wouldn't like be like, oh, well, this person has a grandchild named this name, and that's clearly who it is. And if it was just like everyone knew that everyone came in with like different name, then they're all on the same like level playing field, and
you
it's
want
not like
like some
have
sort
to
of like
pretend that's their name,
like
you know?
Reservoir Dogs type situation where it's like, yes, hello, like Mr. Pink, like hello, like.
But that's the thing is like if everyone is on the same page that like, okay, that's your name, like that's your character name for the purpose of the show, then it's like not an extra layer of lies that they have to go through. They all know that they're playing with a name that isn't actually their name.
Yeah, maybe for future seasons. I think that for the people in the house, there's no Google. They're like they Googled like in the game, so it's not like necessarily like
I enjoy trying to figure it out, but I feel like for week 2, we're pretty close on like a lot of people.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people also that are purple.
That's so true. That is so true. But I just feel like I would like it to be dragged out a little bit longer. And with people using their real names, it's a lot easier for us to get like spoiled on who people are.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it lasts. All right. So we then will get some more strategy. A lot of strategy in this episode. Okay. Chris is like the human lie detector. He's like, Monet's lying.
Yeah.
He's like, he knows all the lies. He doesn't do anything with it, but he knows, okay, she's not being truthful.
I mean, to be fair though, like it was pretty brutal. She gave no information. Like when everyone is on the same page about getting this person out, like you just, and not to keep dogging her because I actually do like her and I was rooting for you. She had time. It's not like she came immediately out of the wine cellar room.
Tyra Banks?
Yeah. I don't know. It's not like she came directly out of the wine cellar room and got cornered and like she didn't have time to come up with it. She was in a whole different outfit from like the point that she was in the room. This was like who knows how long later. You had time to come up with some sort of lie. Why?
My question is, do we think Monet has seen the show before and has seen what the clues look like? Because she may not know that it's kind of rebus puzzle-ish. Because they're and Neil deGrasse Tyson's name, like they're so easy. There's a knee, there's the letter L, there's a tie, there's a boy for son, there's
But they're not
grass.
gonna do the name, right?
I mean,
didn't
they
do
not,
that.
but if you're like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know, but at the end there was a grass emoji, which I think
So,
could be DeGrasse. Like,
right, yeah.
it's still better than
To use as a
there were some
lie.
stars and stuff. I don't know. There's
Yeah,
just
the
confirmed it.
Cosmos show. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah,
The Cosmos
it was
show.
really bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that if you're being cast onto a show that
Research.
has only had one season,
Your
as
homework's
long as
very
you're not
tiny.
being taken like the next day, that maybe you just watch the show.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I think that she probably saw the show.
I
think
so.
I gotta think so.
I think
Yeah.
she just like
Producers
she
get
just
them an
didn't think that.
episode.
I just think that she didn't think that anyone was going to question her on what the clue actually said, and she just didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So we get to where now Travis and Gabriel, okay, they talk. And so we see where Gabriel has to tell Travis, look, everybody knows about you. Jane exposed you. You gotta, okay, you're in danger. And so Travis is gonna show the clue to Gabriel and says, all right, here it is. Here it is. This is the clue. And we think Eddie Murphy. And Gabriel's like, I can remember Eddie Murphy.
That's easy.
That
for
name
me.
I can say.
That
this
I know.
was so good.
Yeah.
Like, Gabriel says he was a hooked on Phonics kid, and that Shane's relative is easier for him to say, and that he might go with Shane.
Where's the lie?
Simply because that he can remember that one, and he's really messing up the Neil deGrasse Tyson of it all. Incredible stuff. But during the scene, we had Chris, like, we kept on getting shots of Chris, like,
in the spy shack.
Yeah.
We think, was this like some sort of
editing trick?
Yeah, like, do you think he
No.
was actually,
I think
he was truly there
I think it
listening?
definitely happened.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
saw this last season, wasn't it? Was it
Creeping Chris?
Yeah,
Like,
feel
I believe he's
the-
creeping.
Yeah,
For
and I
sure.
think the eavesdropping does happen for sure.
I just wasn't sure if it was like this exact moment, because it's like they could edit that from, like, people are
They
probably
could have
listening
picked
out.
a better, like, he was eavesdropping something else. Like, oh, this looks better. Let's just put this in for this scene.
Yeah.
But I fully think he eavesdropped and had the info from an eavesdrop. Yeah.
It will
Yeah.
probably come to fruition. I was just curious because I don't think that we see Chris bring up that piece of information in this episode. Oh no, wait, at the end he does say
Jane is, I can't
that-
trust her. Yeah.
Oh no, Jane knows who Shane is.
Mhm.
But he didn't say anything about Gabriel. So I don't know. That's why I'm trying to figure out, like, if he that will come up probably
Mhm.
soon. I don't remember him saying, like, he literally told Gabriel who Shane is related to.
Okay, we get to the guess off, and so the Jonas Bros, they're sort of like in their Jeff Probst era, because we get some questions. Hey, Cole, any rivalries brewing?
Yeah, they're definitely tapping into it, and I love it. I love that they're taking their role seriously, especially if they are, truly in charge of making competitions up now. It's like, okay, they're invested, and I like that for them.
Mm-hmm.
Are they
Okay.
producers?
They're pretty. Maybe they should
I
be.
don't know. Yeah,
I mean, if you
they
be an
produced the
astrophysicist,
challenge.
you could produce Claim to Fame, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah, they're
so
just, like, we need some car analogies from the Claim to Fame cast during the guess off.
yeah, if this was a car wash, what part of the car wash would this be in? Like,
Yeah.
Franklin, so the car has gone through, the soap is everywhere, and you're wondering, like, oh my god, like, this guess off tonight this is gonna start spraying off all that foam, because we are covered, we can't see anything.
And you're just hoping you don't accidentally rest your elbow on the button that brings the window down, because I am about to get splashed right in the face with that soapy, suddy water.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Send it to Samoa. All right. But Cole says, like, well, some people shot themselves in the foot. Who is he referring to, Puya? Travis? Jane?
Why not both? I think
Yeah.
both
Chris?
are definitely in there. I think
No.
you could
I don't think
Cole's
I don't
Cole
think
was in the Cole was in the conversation when
Oh, true.
JR came back and was saying, like, oh, or Chris is trying to poison the well. He's trying to get Travis to tell go share the clue.
I feel like it's a genius way to say some, because I think Chris is hearing it thinking, yep, Jane, yep, Travis, we nailed it. But then some other people there are like, you know what? That sneaky Chris is in there too.
It's vague enough too, like that he's insinuating some people have shot themselves in the foot. It's not giving away one person has shot themselves in the foot. And it kind of just like puts it out there. It's like, people are talking too much. Well, and I'm getting information. My name is Cole.
Here he is. Yeah, here's a beautiful painting. All right. So we get to the voting for the second week in a row, Jenny. Somebody votes in the person into the guest off that will ultimately send them home.
Is this going to be a trend?
We'll see.
I mean, and we're still not getting the vote count. No. I think they did leave out who a couple people picked. But they don't give us. I feel like eventually we get vote counts. They don't do it every episode, but I thought it was interesting. Like they were showing, I think it was Shane. And it took me a second to like process what she was saying, because she was like, Jane knows who I am now. We need to get Travis out. But in case we're wrong about who Travis is, it's safer for Jane to guess. It took me a second to figure out what she was saying, because I was like, if you want Jane out, then why are you picking her as the guesser? But she was saying, if they're wrong about Travis, then Jane is the one that gets eliminated.
She's under the assumption that Travis is both their guesses no matter what. And it's like, well, if Jane is wrong, if we're wrong and Jane guesses it, she leaves with the information. I'll take it. Yes.
Yeah. At least someone who knows who she is leaving. But it just like, it took me a second to like piece it all together. I was like, why are you voting Jane if Jane also knows who? Oh, I get it
because
now.
Everyone's reasoning is different in a weird way. Because then who was it who was like, love Mama Jane, and she's great, and I you know, so therefore I'm voting
Olivia.
Gabriel. Yeah, and I was like,
that was another thing.
Yeah, it swerves.
But I get, because that's the thing. There's like layers to it, which is why I like this show so much, because it's like you could be choosing someone.
Talk yourself into anything.
Yeah, like there's so many different reasons you could do something.
Yeah, it's like, oh, this person's my friend. I don't want them to guess, or like this person.
I don't want them to guess because in case they're wrong, then they go. It's like
I fed them. I fed this person the wrong information, so I do want them to guess.
Yeah, it's genius. It's
loaded.
So good.
It's loaded. There's a lot going on here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The guesser will be Gabriel. Did you all think Gabriel was gonna blow it?
No, I feel like they did it a little too much. If there was maybe one scene less with him goofing the name, I could have fallen for it.
Did you think that he was gonna potentially pick Shane?
I did not.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I did. I thought, not that I thought Travis did a good job. No, make no mistake. But part of me thought, okay, I don't think he's gonna biff the name, but I think he's gonna go Eddie Murphy because he's too scared to. Like, if anything. Once he picked Travis, I was like, all right, goodbye, Travis. If it is Neil deGrasse Tyson, you're toast, Tyson. You're gone.
Yeah.
See, so the reason I did not think that he was going to pick Shane was because I think that, you know, Travis was too little too late in trying to make an ally out of Gabriel. And the pitch that he gave him was like, because Gabriel was like, well, you're like a sure shot now. Like everyone knows. And he's like, yeah, but now I'm in your pocket and you can take me out at any given point if you're up. Like, you should go for Shane, who is like a dark horse and no one knows. And so you can take her out. And the problem is that, like, okay, well, if everyone knows who you are, Travis, then any of them will do it. It's not like he's got special information that no one else has, that he has in his own pocket. So that's not a point. And the other thing was that Gabriel was like, I don't want to be the person. Like, he said numerous times, he's like, he didn't want to crush someone's dreams. He felt really, you know, guilty about being the one that was going to end someone's game. When it was, the writing was on the wall for Travis. Like, you know, everyone knew, and he rightfully said, I take Shane out here. Yeah, that's great. That's super cool. Like, I got someone out that not everyone knew about. I'm the next target. Like, that's a big move.
People are going to be mad. I think
you have to.
yeah.
It's the safe. The safe vote. Gabriel is not in any trouble. He does not need to be making big moves here. People see him as not a threat. No one knows who he is. We've seen multiple people saying Gabriel's relative is absolutely an athlete.
Mhm.
So he's in a
Also,
good spot.
Carly announced Gabriel is dumb.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks he's a threat. People think he
And
can't
he's
pronounce
doing-
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
He's doing a great job.
He's gonna
of
go up there
reinforcing
and
that
fumble the
perception.
bag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Also,
So he's
not
doing
for
great.
nothing. Travis essentially admitted, yeah, I already told Jane. So it's like, oh, I'm second. You're telling me next. Don't love that. Also, his energy in the one-on-one was a little too intense. Like, I do think Jenny, it was too little, too late. But also, it felt like last resort. Like, oh my God, we can so be best friends. Let's just do this together. Will you marry me? Let's just book tickets to Paris tonight. Whatever. Who cares?
Wow.
Like, okay, relax. I didn't even say yes yet. Okay.
And also, he's like, well, you got all this information later than everyone else. Like, they're just using you as the bullet in their gun. But then he's also like, I am also giving you information later than other people. So it's like, yeah, you are my bridesmaid and not a bride as well. So it's like,
wedding invitation.
Oh,
it's all coming together.
Yeah. I don't think that it would have made sense. Like, Gabriel was just hoping he wasn't even gonna get picked because he did not want to be the person. I'm sure that he had an affection for Travis. He didn't want to be the person that ended his game, but ultimately that was 100% the move for him to make. And so when he was named the guesser, it was like a no-brainer for me. And the only mystery was, is he going to screw up the name?
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. So we get the big reveal. He doesn't screw up the name. Neil deGrasse Tyson, confirmed. It's him. And we get a message from Neil deGrasse Tyson. Beautiful moment.
It's short and sweet. It was cute.
Yeah. So we're proud of you.
See you back on the ranch.
See you home. Okay. And so he talks about his dad. He's smart, I guess. And we get really the amazing speech from Franklin.
Yeah. He could have been an astrophysicist. He's the only Jonas brother to go to college, but it sounds like not for long.
He attempted it. Gave
it a shot.
And you know what? That's good enough.
He gave it a shot. Okay.
He seems like a smart guy.
But Travis is feeling betrayed, Jenny.
I mean, here's the thing. This is the curse of the mama. Okay, we see this all the time in Survivor and other shows where if you are the motherly figure and you use that relationship and bond with people to your benefit and deceive people, they often will not take it well and feel extra betrayed.
It stings more to them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that is a dangerous role for Jane to be playing because she knows that they're literally calling her Mama Jane. And she said herself that, when she looks at Travis, she sees home. And so that's a dangerous role to be playing with people where, they feel a closeness to you. They feel like you're taking care of them. And then you stab them in the back. I think we're already seeing the signs that this could not work out well for Jane. So,
well, now Gabriel is going out. He's telling everybody the info that he got by way of Travis. He pulls in JR, says, "Hey, Eddie Murphy, pass it on."
Pass it on. I don't know. Is he saying pass it on?
I don't know. Basically, everybody knows. And then Chris is also passing along this information.
Yeah,
but also. Yeah, go ahead.
I think it was Shane, Olivia, and Hugo at the end. He approaches and he says, by the way, Jane knows 100% who you are to Shane.
Mm-hmm.
So it's Shane's perfect, great. Mm-hmm. And that she's very, very good at lying. Yes. So at least Chris is bringing in more people in on the Jane is lying to everyone.
Yeah. But yeah, we get a real epilogue, post-credit sequence type scenario of everybody just talking about Jane.
Yeah, it's not so much songs about Jane, it's confessionals about Jane here. I feel like, and it's bold to predict this, but I feel like next week whoever wins is going to go for the Jane clue. I think Jane's game is going to be very short-lived. I do feel like Shane at this point is kind of our person who got discovered very early and just makes it a couple rounds deep. So she won't be fine. Now, I want to give y'all the episode name title for next week. It's Headshots and Thick Plots.
Wow.
Okay. What do you think that means, Puya?
Well, the plot thickens, Jenny.
Oh.
It's got to be something we already know, and we're going to get a thicker version of it, a little bit more detail.
Okay.
So,
let me also just share as well with you that, I'm more proud than Neil deGrasse Tyson because I had mentioned that my son Dominic has really enjoyed Claim to Fame so far. Watch the second episode with me tonight. I have here his notes from the episode.
And he's writing more notes than Shane. That's
from his notebook. He took amazing notes and then gave them to me so I would have them for the podcast. But I just want to read to you, which I'm so proud. Such a proud dad.
You're saying I need to have a child to do my podcasting notes for me?
Yes, to take the notes. Take the notes. But let me just read to you from the final passage that Dominic shared with us.
Give it to us.
Jane is sus.
Can we get a bell for that?
Nice. Nailed it.
Okay.
Left
you heard it here
nothing
first.
Unsaid.
I mean,
Jane.
Where's the lie, Dominic? Where is the lie?
She be sus?
Shane is sus.
Yeah. On your ass, Jane. Okay. All right. What else claim to fame? Are we 20% of the way there?
Is it really only 8 episodes?
10.
That is bad math. I'm not. Listen, it's not Puya
Neither
Tyson.
of us
Okay,
are related to Neil
not
deGrasse
Puya Tyson. So allow it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other thing I just alluded to that really made me laugh is that there's this whole story that Shane is quiet, she doesn't tell a lot about herself, and like everyone thinks that she's like plotting and like observing, and she's always writing in her notebook, and she reveals that she's doodling.
She's just drawing.
She's doing blind profiles of the other housemates. Like, it's so funny. That is a nightmare. Like, I love the opposite when people think you're dumb and you're picking up on way more things than they realize. What is happening to Shane is the nightmare where people think that you have all the information and they are onto you and they are targeting you. And she's like, I'm just drawing flowers. I have no idea. I barely know my own clues.
So Jenny, on this poster that you're putting together, that's going to inevitably come out. You should mention doodle, but don't doodle too much.
Yes, you got to doodle.
Yeah,
but not doodle in your book, but don't doodle in your book.
Yeah,
too much.
Privately.
Don't do too much and don't doodle too much.
Yeah.
The two doodles.
Careful with your doodles. Hold on to your doodles. Yeah.
I feel like Shane kind of got the worst thing because she came in, played coy and silent, and people were like, we need to know more. And then now they know everything.
They know everything.
I feel like you got to be chatty.
Add to the rules, like, have a relative that's just famous enough to get you on the show.
Yes. Yeah. If you can figure that out, if you can go back in time and change the fame level of your relative, find the hot spot of their fame level so that you are not.
That's kind of just famous enough, but not really known for one specific thing.
See, I feel like I don't know who now this YouTube thing's going to be stuck in my head. Whoever that is, they're going to be fine for a minute. I really do think so. Especially when the first couple are Tom Hanks and Neil deGrasse Tyson. You're going to be thinking, and Eddie Murphy, you're going to be thinking that echelon. No one's thinking YouTube.
Who on YouTube is like big enough for, I don't know. That's going to plague me now. Like, I'm gonna have to freaking look up famous birthdays.
Well, it's so tough too with YouTube because the YouTube scene in the early 2000s is not or like 2007 is not what it is now. So what level are we looking at here?
Could it be who are the most famous YouTubers? Okay, and you have like PewDiePie and Mr. Beast and
Okay.
Jenna Marbles and
I was gonna
Logan
say
Paul.
Jenna Marbles.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, she's not on YouTube anymore. But like, I thought of the gumballs, and I was like, oh, it's
interesting.
gumballs, not
Marbles.
Is
marbles.
it possible though? Could somebody be like related to somebody who gets like discovered on YouTube, like a Justin Bieber?
That's possible. It's
Oh.
also possible that they have like the most views on a YouTube music video type of thing as well. That's also entirely possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You see anything that jumps out for the Biebs?
There's a baby ooh.
Oh, okay.
Right there. Yeah.
Oh, there are. Yeah, there is a baby. There's nothing distinctly Canadian here. Do we think we have a Canadian? I think I thought someone was in our mentions, Rob, about a potential a guess of Tom Green.
Oh, I mean,
for the Razzie.
yes, it's one of Razzie. Has one
Yeah.
of Razzie.
I feel like
I don't know.
They
what
wouldn't
else.
put ham in that sandwich if Tom Green was on the show. It'd just be a cheese
It
sandwich.
would just
So
be cheese, and that definitely is that. There is some sort of cured meat there.
Yeah. Okay.
that sandwich is gonna haunt me.
The YouTube thing is gonna drive me insane because I did not think that we would have a YouTuber.
Okay.
I just saw it too famous. We're here now. We have got Tom Hanks.
All right. Well, next week we'll be back with more Claim to Fame. Puya, what else are you working on these days?
Well, right now, as far as podcasts go, Rob, as you know, we are in the off season for quite a few shows, meaning I just have 90 Day Fiance going on my plate. I had the lovely Chappelle, big Neil Patrick Harris fan, on the pod with me this week. And then next week, I've got Jason Reed on with me. And then after next week, there's a second 90 Day show airing side by side. So I'm
180 Day Fiance for you.
Wait, what?
That's it. Yeah, I'm going to be double fisting 90 Day Fiancés. It's going to be an experience. And otherwise, you can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Puya. That's where I do a lot of my other content. Yeah.
Okay. Great job. Thank you so much for being here with us, helping to unmask some of these celebrity relatives.
Of course. And with Masked Singer, with Masked Singer in off season, it's nice to, stretch those detective muscles. So I'm very happy to have had this opportunity.
All right. Well, Puya, great to have you here. And Jenny, what's coming up for you?
Besides this, Rob, we are hitting or quitting.
Yes.
We're
no stars on Mars this week.
No stars on Mars. Yeah, no stars on Mars this week. So we'll take a little break from Mars, but it will be back next week. And in the very least,
mystery guests showing up, Puya.
Yeah. So we gotta see what 4 new crewmates are coming to Mars. So check that out on the Hit or Quit podcast feed, and otherwise you can check me out on social media at Jenny Autumn. And I hope you are all keeping well, and I love you all so much. Big kisses and hugs from me.
All right. Yes. Well, Jenny, thank you so much for being here. And of course, great job by you tonight. Thanks to everybody who joined us for our Claim to Fame week number 2. Have a very happy 4th, everybody here in the US. Take care, everybody. Have a good one. Bye.